Yes, it is.
Yes, that's a
Here
jump cue,
comes
Jimmy.
the old jump cue shot. And almost made the
Swing and
ball.
a miss.
Let me tell you something. If I had a tournament and I saw somebody using a jump cue, I would tell that person from here on out for the rest of the tournament, you have to wear a diaper, okay? Because this is not pool, okay? You can jump cues are great for trick shots and exhibitions. It's not anywhere, it doesn't belong in the world of world competition. It just doesn't belong there. And wear a diaper. If you don't know how to hit that ball, go 3 rails, 4 rails, 5 rails. Like I said, get yourself a book on 3-cushion billiards and try to learn something about this game. What are you going to learn with a jump cue? Come on, give me a break, will you? Jump cue. Wear a diaper. Put a diaper on that guy. You ever see Efren Reyes use a jump cue? No.
One time he used it.
One
and
time, sentenced to 3 years in prison for it. I want to tell you something. Forget about jump cues. Try to learn how to play this game. You can't learn anything with a jump cue. Come on.
Ray SKENDANDORE. He's bridging over a ball, and he still hits it pretty good. But look,
he hit it good. And,
I have a feeling we're going to see a jump cue.
No, there'll be a little bit of masse. There won't be no jump cue on this, my man. He put a little bit, just a pinch of masse. All he has no problem to make the 4. He can't quite see it, so just a little pinch of masse. Little low left. It's not a difficult shot.
Ray loves his jump cue.
Has he got a jump cue out?
He's not using it.
No, he only needs a little bit of masse here. This is not a difficult shot. A little bit of masse.
He actually knows he shouldn't use a jump because it's very hard to get shape on the 5, pinching the frozen ball. Now that was a nice shot.
Not a problem at all there. A little low left in English.
Beautiful masse shot.
Semi-masse shot, shall we say.
Okay, yeah.
He didn't have to do much there.
Hello from Mike Ayers in Montana. Says hello to you, Jimmy.
Mike Ayers from Montana. Back in the day when he was hustling pool, you never went to Montana. What are you going to do in Montana? Hunt bison or something? They didn't have too many players back in Montana back in the day. You take a look at Shane Van Boning, comes from South Dakota. Back in the days, hustling pool, back in the 60s, the 70s, the 50s, you never went to North Dakota or South Dakota because they just didn't have any players there. Not so today. There's a guy by the name of Shane Van Boning who happens to be here from South Dakota. What a magnificent player he is. He has won this tournament, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 times. Unbelievable.
5 times. He's a 5-time winner. He won it 4 years in a row.
That's unbelievable. I mean, you look at the competition you got here for one guy to win this tournament 5 times. That's just mind-boggling to me.
Was Shane here last year, Stacy?
I don't believe he was. I
think
believe
he skipped. He skipped 1 year, didn't he?
I think he had something else.
I don't believe he was here last year.
Yeah.
That's a big break for the other players, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike Ayers in Montana, he owns the only jump cue that you have ever used and that you have ever autographed.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I never
That
used
was
a
5
jump
years
cue
ago.
in my life. I got that jump cue because someone gave it to me, but I never used it. And when somebody said, hey, could I possibly get your jump cue? Absolutely, you can have it because I would never use a jump cue. It's a tough
Long shot, yeah.
Well, not
I was
only
just
that, but
thinking that.
position to the 7. Position to the 7 was difficult there, too.
Yeah, he didn't get it. He
So-
didn't get there.
These are the tough things about pool,
Actually, I like watching these guys play. It's a good dog fight, and that they're familiar with each other's games. They're no stranger of each other. And this is that time of the day at the Andy Mercer where tensions are high.
Well, the loser goes home, so the
Mary.
pressure is on.
You leaving? You leaving? Are you leaving? Okay.
Chris is taking a 2-1 lead over Ray Skendandore. And he has the break. So this is a big game for Ray. This, you know, you're only going to 6. You're down 2-1, and your opponent is breaking the ball. So this is a critical game for Ray to get back into the match. You don't want to go down 3-1 in a race to 6.
We got other matches going on right now. Jeff Schilder is 3-1 ahead of John Staton. Oscar Dominguez is up 3-0 against Josh Smith. And Joe Canella is down 4-3 against Tom DiLorenzo. And he was up 3-0. So
wow.
Tom DiLorenzo's made a comeback against Joe Canella.
Yeah, got the Italian connection over there. Canella against DiLorenzo.
By the way, Oscar Dominguez is the defending champion of the Andy Mercer. He won it last year. Jeff Schilder, actually, we recorded him 2 years ago, beating Shane Van Boning, and the whole house, he brought the whole house down when he did it.
Yeah.
No, he didn't win it last year. Oscar won it last year.
Oscar Dominguez has had the luxury of having a father, Ernesto, who is a super player. And when you got a father like that that's a super player, you imagine all the things that he's taught
Over
Oscar
the years,
about
yeah.
the game of pool. You know, that's a big plus for Oscar.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So sorry to hear that our longtime friend Moro Ismael Paez, who's unable to play anymore due to a stroke.
Yes.
We had him here for many years. I believe he won this tournament, I think 3 times. Just a tremendous bar table player, Ismael Paez.
Moro.
We hope to say hello to him if he's listening to our broadcast. Great guy. What a wonderful personality
Yes,
he
he
had.
was.
And terrific player.
You remind me now. I've got to see if I can pay him another visit when I get back to California.
Oh yeah. Yep. We miss Morrow.
So what do we got here? What's he looking at here? The 1 ball. He's kicking at the 1.
He's looking at a lot of trouble is what he's looking at here.
He is in a bit of trouble. He's in a pickle here. I like to hit this ball hard, you know, because you want your cue ball to escape anything, you know.
Well, not necessarily. If
Actually,
you hit this 1 ball correctly, you can drive it to the side rail and put your cue ball, and that's what he's trying to do, and put his cue ball back behind the 6 and the 8. Great shot there by Ray. That was a billiard shot, my friend.
You're right.
Okay.
But is there a masse or an easy kick?
Right now, this guy looks like he is, from what I can see on the screen, he is in a lot of trouble.
I think he can kick.
He's going to have to kick to the side rail, come back, look out for the scratch, okay?
He needs to kick at 2 rails, I think.
Yeah, so to speak, yes, sir. Otherwise, you're liable to scratch, and that's what he did. Nice shot, very nice.
Chris is a very fluid player. I just want you to know that.
Got good position on the 2. Now it's just a question of execution.
I think he might come in contact with that 3 ball.
Well,
Jimmy.
he's going to hit the 3 ball. There's no question about that. Now, does he want to draw it back and try to nip the 3, just nip the 3 so he can play the 3 down in the corner? This is, you know, something where you got to make up your mind what do you want to do. He might roll this ball. Yeah, he's
a little jacked up too, isn't he?
Well, he's looking at it. He doesn't want to knock the 3 ball over to the side rail and freeze it on the rail to where he has a bank shot. So this is what he's looking at right now. How can he get position on the 3? Not that the 2 ball's an easy shot, because it's not. Yeah, and there you go. The 2 ball was not an easy shot. He was worried about the 3. When you get into those situations, Daniel, one thing is for sure. You must make the ball. I don't care if you get perfect position on the 3 or not. You're still at the table.
Yeah.
And your opponent's only going to get what you leave him, because you're still at the table. You're still in charge. So if you don't get perfect on a 3, hey, you go into the defense.
Is that kind of like what they say, take what the table gives you?
You take what the table gives you. If you try to force issues, you find yourself missing balls and bringing your opponent back to the table. This is not a game where you're going to run out every time you shoot. You can forget about that. You know, you must play the offense. You must play the defense. And don't be afraid to play the defense. I've won many games in my life because of defensive play. If the balls are open, I take what's there. But if they're not, I want to go to the defense. I'm not afraid to go to the defense. Of course, nowadays, things change. People pull out a jump cue on you, and now your defense doesn't matter. So that's the reason I don't agree with jump cues.
Yeah, but then again, too, you know, it's like you said, you know, you've got to execute. At the end of the day, no matter if it's offense or defense, you have to execute.
This is a game of concentration and execution. This is not a game of ping pong, baseball, or golf where you got cue balls flying through the air with the greatest of ease, okay? This game was designed for balls to roll on the green felt. This game was not designed like baseball, okay? Forget about them jump cues.
So I got a question from the chat room. Reed Stensrud actually texted me. He said he's thoroughly enjoying listening to you. Wanted to know if you'd ever been through the Oakland area, if you ever been to Cochran's or Billiard Palace.
I've been around the world once. I shook hands with everybody twice. I've been everywhere, Daniel.
Except Montana?
Montana, well, you know, one of my great friends, the late, great Cole Dixon. Lived up there in Montana.
He did,
and, you know, he loved it there, you know. I mean, that's the wilderness up there, and that's the kind of guy Cole was. He loved to hunt and, you know, and everything and all that. Me, I was never into hunting. You know, I caught a sunfish one time, and that's about the extent of me with hunting.
So, yes, Cochran's then?
Cochran's is a famous place in San Francisco. Now, in all my days of traveling around and playing pool, I never made it to Cochran's, but I heard a lot of stories about that place. I hung around Detroit. If you wanted to make money, you know, I don't care who you was or what you was, you come to Detroit, you know, everybody's welcome. Just tell us, you know, what do you like to play and how much do you like to bet? And that was Detroit.
Nice shot, Chris Stanfield.
I don't think there'll ever be another pool room quite like the Rack in Detroit. I did 8 years there at the Rack, and trust me, that will toughen you up.
So updates now. Oscar Dominguez up 3-2. It looks like Josh Smith has caught up 2 games. Joe Canella is still struggling against Tom DiLorenzo. He's down 5-3.
He's down 5-3, and he's shooting a shot with a jump. We're going to have to get Joe Canella, you know, get him a diaper too, okay?
John Statton, by the way, is down 3-4 against Jeff Schilder. This is Daniel Busch. I'm sitting here with the great Jimmy Mataya. And we're watching the Rum Runner here.
We are rocking here at the Rum
Andy
Runner.
Mercer.
It's March Madness, my friends. We got POVPOOL, you got college basketball, you got the Mercer Memorial. What more do you need?
Reyes looking at the rack.
What rack? You can't even see it, okay? There's a piece of plastic, Ray, underneath all those balls. I mean, it's mind-boggling to me, some of the things I see with pool today. Now, let me tell you something about. I commend the guy who invented this rack, okay? I know I do. It was a great idea, but it does not work. When balls can roll over that and make a semi-U-turn, this rack does not belong on the table, okay? And that's just from a professional viewpoint. You know, it's okay if you're just playing with your friends or playing in a small amateur event, something like that. Okay, I can see it, but top professionals to play with something like this, I don't see it. It's still on the table, mind you. You don't even notice it's there. You understand? I mean, have you ever played a game of pool in your life where somebody racked the balls, you broke the balls, and the rack is still on the table? Of course not. So you don't even notice that it's there. What you're concentrating on your next shot.
Jimmy, I agree with you. I prefer the house rack. I always did, always will.
Well, I mean, let's play pool. You
In
want to
fact,
play pool? Let's play pool.
When we do our West Coast swing events, that's what we use. We use a house rack, you know.
Well, I mean, you know.
House rack, winner breaks, no handicaps. You know, that's
I'll
the
tell
way
you
we
what.
do it.
I'll tell you, I was here a couple of years or so ago, and Donnie Brasco was playing another player. I can't remember who it was. They were on the hill, and Donnie Brasco had a shot on a 7-ball where he was trying to nudge the 8. He hit the 7-ball perfectly. He nudged the 8 perfectly, but the rack was still on the table. The 8-ball came.
Cost him the match, didn't it?
No, the 8-ball came across. He hit the shot perfectly. The 8-ball came across the table and rolled across the magic rack, and the 8-ball made a semi-U-turn, and he almost did not have a shot on the 8. It almost cost him the match.
I see.
And that's why I say, how do you play with a rack that can cost you your match? I mean, that's just mind-boggling to me. I can't even believe it.
Joanne Corbett asks, do you remember Lori Champeau from Detroit?
Absolutely, from Detroit. Lori Champeau, one of the great women players back in the day. And you wanted to get a little piece of Lori Champeau, you just come into the rack in Detroit. You could bet whatever you wanted.
Were you guys good friends?
Yeah, we were good friends. And once upon a time, if you remember the late Jean Belucas.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's still alive, but
Not
I mean,
the late,
she
yeah.
doesn't play anymore.
The retired, yeah.
But Lori Champeau invited Jean Belucas to come to Detroit. If she wanted to play, she could come in and bet what she wanted. And that was Lori Champeau. I mean, she was not afraid of Jean Belucas. Lori Champeau played a great game of pool. And as more I think about it, I think Lori Champeau passed away years ago. If I remember correctly, she's not with us anymore, but what a terrific player she was. And she had guts. I mean, if you hung around a rack in Detroit, you better have some guts, because it was not a pool room for the weak-hearted, trust me.
Snooker in the chat room's asking if you played it. I already know the answer to this. If you played in the Johnston City tournaments.
Absolutely.
I
played in the Johnston City tournament in the late 60s. And I recall playing a match against Ronnie Allen in 1970. Ronnie Allen, one of the, considered to be at that time probably the greatest one-pocket player that there was at that time. And we had a match one night in Johnson City, Ronnie and I, and we were playing straight pool, 125 points. Now, there were some people from California that particular night that came to do want to do an article on him, you know, in a magazine and everything, and they came with their cameras and everything. So
ABC, I think it was, wasn't it?
Here we are playing 125 points of straight pool. I lost the lag, and he run about 7-8 balls or something, and he missed a shot. We're playing 125 points. Now, the people that came to see him were still busy setting up their cameras. Well, I'm running 10 balls, 20 balls, 30 balls. By now they got their cameras ready, and they're waiting for Ronnie to get to the table. Well, as fate would have it, I ran 125 and out on him that night, and boy, was he upset. Well, you know, sorry, buddy. You know, nice talking to you, but I got a job to do.
That reminds me of that story where you played Efren Reyes.
Efren Reyes, I played him. I give him a bad beating. The only time I played him in a tournament, I beat him 13-2.
Yeah, but I think you told, was it your friend at the time who didn't really play pool very much? You said, you've got to watch this guy.
It was my girlfriend at the time. Ava and I had separated. I had a girlfriend from down close to Mexico. She didn't know anything about pool. She came to the tournament in Reno to watch me play, And I had won my first couple matches. Efren had won his first couple matches, and we're getting ready to play. And I told her, I said, "You watch this guy play." I said, "He's the best in the world." Well, I beat him 13-2. I shook his hand, told him, "Nice talking to you, my friend. Maybe I'll see you again."
That's a great story.
Efren Reyes, he's a magnificent
And you only
player.
played him that one time, right?
That's the only time I ever played him in a tournament. I retired a year or two later after that. But yeah, I had a chance to play the great Efren Reyes, and I enjoyed it. And I always enjoyed watching him play. He has my vote for the greatest all-around player that I ever saw or ever had the opportunity to play against, Efren Reyes.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for him, too.
Oh, and beautiful player, beautiful
Amazing.
player.
Amazing.
A world-class three-cushion billiard player.
He was. He was.
That probably, in my opinion, the best one-pocket player I ever saw. 8-ball, 9-ball, straight pool, you name it. Efren,
Yeah, you remember he didn't even know how to play straight pool. He came in and won in Reno, didn't he? Or
I don't know of any straight pool tournaments he ever won, but I mean, he played everything just excellent. The best all-around player, in my opinion. And I've seen a lot of great all-around players, trust me. But he was the best, in my opinion, that I ever saw, Efren.
Well, Chris Stanfield just played an excellent shot, this 4-8 combo, but he also managed to get great shape on the 4-ball. And that blue ball's the next ball in line.
That's a green ball coming after
green
this.
Ball. Okay,
are
yeah.
you colorblind or what, Daniel?
No,
Let's wake up, my friend. You're at the rum runner.
I got cyclopsed.
You got cyclops.
I'm still used to the old colors.
Mm-hmm.
Katie Moore. Katie Moore's here. Everybody look busy. Katie Moore's here. Actually, hold on a second. We want to check in with Katie Moore. Katie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Are you coming back next weekend?
I'm not.
When are you going to get Geraldine to play in one of these things?
Maybe next year.
Okay.
Let's see if we can't do it.
All right.
Now, when you're talking about one of these things.
So next weekend we're having the Western Women's Challenge. It's the 9th annual. Every year the ladies play for charity. This year we're playing for Wounded Warriors.
Yep.
Every year we have a raffle,
Yeah.
which I'm in charge of. I get all the raffle prizes. We sell raffle tickets, one for $5,
Yep.
5 for $20, and 40 for $100. I get a lot of amazing prizes, and 100% of the raffle proceeds go to the charity.
And I was talking to Stacy Alsop earlier. She's just saying that this event now is getting bigger and bigger every year.
Oh, every year, yeah.
Every year.
Actually,
you guys kind of outdo yourselves every year.
Yeah, this year we actually capped it at 48 because last year we got a full field and we weren't prepared. Unfortunately, a lot of girls played late into the night, so we wanted to make sure that we can accommodate them this year.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
so you're still capped at 48 then?
This year. Hopefully maybe next year we can go back to 64 if we can go to 3 days.
Can I play in that tournament?
I tell you what, you put on a dress and some high heels and we'll think about
I
it.
will put on a dress because I will have to disguise myself because the women play so good nowadays. I don't want to mess with them. But I would like to play in a women's tournament, and doggone it, why can't I?
Well, I would love you to play, and I would love you to wear a dress because that would be a sight for everybody.
And let's not forget this is being recorded. Katie Moore, we love you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
We're going to be
Call me Margaret Mataya, you know. I'll be there to play. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
We are rocking and rolling here at March Madness at the Rum Runner.
Could we put you in diapers as well?
No, you won't be no diapers on me. I don't use a jump cue, so there'd be no diapers on me. And this shot we got here with Ray right now, this is a critical shot here. Not an easy shot. This is not a gimme. Yep, nice shot. Nice shot.
He said gimme.
This is not a gimme. Keeps himself in a match instead of down 4-1. It's 3-2.
Now I'll make an observation here. Ray Skenandore has one of those 4-inch extensions on his cue. Do you see it? He's got it between the joint and the the butt and the shaft. Now, what do you feel about using those? In
I
pool?
have no problem with somebody using an extension on their cue. It's not an illegal piece of equipment. And it's a piece of equipment that can help you out on a lot of shots. So no, I don't have any beef about an extension on a cue stick.
By the way, the Shane Van Boning Warren Kiamco match that's happening tomorrow, we are actually moving that match to the feature table. So tomorrow morning, the first match of the day is going to be on the live stream table. I think if it's not the first match, it's the second match. It was originally scheduled for, I believe, table 2 or 3. It's going to be going to table 1, which is this table that we're watching now. And that'll be a great match to watch tomorrow. And Jimmy, if you come in early enough, you're welcome to sweat it with me.
Well, I'm a late night type of guy, but this is the Andy Mercer Memorial. We are rocking and rolling here at the Rum Runner. If you're out in your car listening to our broadcast on radio, we are here at Tropicana and Spencer. Come on in and have some fun. Going to watch the best pool players in the world, and you're going to watch some March Madness with the basketball. This place is rocking. Nice shot on the 1. Now he's got to come with another good shot on the 2. Got to get positioned for the 3. He'll try to play that 3 ball in the side pocket. Okay, nice speed on the cue ball. Maybe a little hard. He would like it to be. He's perfect. He's perfect. Roll the 3 in the side. Play the 4 in the other side. Okay. Is he hooked? It's close. It's close. Is he hooked here, Daniel? Does he have room to make the 4 in the side?
Not sure.
Doesn't have room.
Stacy's saying no.
Okay, this could be a little bit of a masse shot here. Just there you go. A little bit of masse. Not much, just a little. Oh, look out now. Maybe he can make it.
He's curved this ball a little.
There's a
There
little bit.
He's jacked
just
up a little.
Slight masse, a little slight masse, not a big problem. Well,
I don't think the masse took.
Turned out to be a major problem.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Reyes, he's got no piece of cake here. He's looking at a tough shot on the 4. And what does he want to try to do with the 5 ball? You got to make the 4. That's the number one thing. Keep yourself at the table, even if you don't get positioned for the 5. He has a makeable shot here with the 4, but it's not an easy shot. I would think he's going to jack up a little bit here. Draw his cue ball around the table. He'd like to play the 5 ball into the side pocket, but first you got to make the 4. This is not an easy shot. He'll jack up a little bit and try to draw his cue ball 3 rails around the table. It would be my guess. No, he's not going to jack up. What is he doing here?
I think he's going for the 4 in the corner.
Yeah, I know, but
he needs to. Yeah, he needs to
move
the ball out of the way.
What's he going to do with the cue ball?
Oh, he hit that horribly.
He absolutely butchered that shot.
He really did. I mean, I don't need to laugh.
One would think he's taking a dive. I don't know. A lot of money bet on these matches.
He's stalling. He's definitely stalling.
I don't agree with that shot that he did. Like I said, he had to put a little bit of draw on that cue ball to get it around the table. When I saw he wasn't drawing the cue ball, I'm wondering how does he expect to get position on the 5. So a bad mistake there by Ray SKENDANDORE.
You know Marty Herman from Boston? He said that he thinks Boston Shorty was the best 3C billiard player and 1-pocket player in U.S. history.
There's no question about it. Once upon a time, Boston Shorty played 3-cushion billiards better than anybody in the country. He was definitely one of the top 1-pocket players in the country. He played a good game of 9-ball. He never cared for the game of straight pool very much. But 3-cushion billiards and 1-pocket, he was double dynamite Boston Shorts. Absolutely. Name was Larry Johnson, Hall of Famer. I remember playing Boston Shorty one time in a tournament down in Miami. We're playing 8-ball. I had 2 balls on the table. He had just the 8-ball, but it was my shot. I had a difficult shot, so I snookered him. I snookered him where he couldn't see the 8-ball. And you know what he did? He got up and went 3-4 rails with his cue ball and kicked the 8 ball in to beat me, and that's 3-cushion billiards knowledge. Boston Shorty, yeah. Harold Worth, another guy that played fantastic 3-cushion billiards, took up playing pocket billiards, became a superstar at pocket billiards. He not only won 3-cushion billiard championships, he won pocket billiard championships. And a lot of that was his knowledge of the game of 3-cushion billiards.
Yeah, for the most part. Oh, okay, good.
Not the next one, the one after.
I'm sorry. I'm around.
We got a 4-2 ball game here, Daniel. We got Ray SKENDANDORE breaking the balls. And he has a good break. He has a powerful break, Ray does. Well, he's hitting the 1 ball off to the side now. Is he trying to make the 1 ball in the side pocket? If he is, I don't get it. I mean, when you're a big guy like Ray, you got a powerful break. Go ahead and break them balls. Forget about the 1 ball in the side pocket. Two balls in a bad situation here. You try to play a snooker here. Forget about making the 1 ball. Try to snooker him. And that's, I believe, is what he's going to try to do. He wants to spin around a table on this shot, but the red ball, the 3 ball, is a little bit in the way, perhaps.
You're talking about a safety, right?
I'm talking about a safety here. Doesn't do him any good to make the 1 ball because look at where the 2 ball is at. So from here, you try to play defense. Try to snooker your opponent. And that's what he's going to try to do. And look at this shot up against the 3.
Wow.
Okay, good shot there. Good shot. Good idea.
And the 3 is like a, tough target. It's right in the middle of the table.
Well, he can't see this 1 ball. And if he can see it, he can only see it enough for the cue ball to scratch in the side pocket.
Yeah.
So he has a bit of a problem here, Ray does. Absolutely. Could he be, is he going to use the jump cue? No.
I don't see that happening. How about this? You think he could stiff the cue ball into the side rail there and make the 1 ball possibly if he can?
He can't make the 1 ball.
Well, no. If he stiffs the cue ball into this rail here on the right-hand side.
You're daydreaming a little bit there, my friend. You got to hit this 1 ball. There's no question about it.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying.
But you're going to try to thin that
it.
1 ball backwards
No.
Coming off the side rail? Is that what you're saying?
Or just at least stiff it so that you do hit it.
I don't like that idea. Okay. Now, what he could do is take the cue ball and hit it off the side tit. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Hit it off the side tit and slide it into the 1 ball. Okay?
Yeah, that's an Efren shot right there.
That's my kind of shot. I would try to just go right off the tit of the side pocket and hit the 1 ball because you got to hit the ball. That's the number 1 thing. You must hit the ball. I don't care if you give your opponent a shot. You got to hit the ball or you're in deep trouble. I would play this off the side tit. The side tit. The cue ball, go right into the 1 ball. You don't have to hit it hard because the 1 ball's not going to go far. It's going to lock up against the 2. This I don't like. He's trying to go 3 rails here. I don't like this at all.
I don't like this either. Yeah.
And that is why.
Yeah.
That is why.
Yeah.
Now, an experienced 3-cushion billiard player
wouldn't
might
even
have
look at
been
that.
able to do that, but he was in a bad position to try to make a shot like that.
I liked your shot going off the
side tit and hit the 1 ball. At least you're not going to give your opponent ball in hand. Now he's giving his opponent ball in hand, and that's just it's in danger now that Chris will run the table from here. He has a chance to run the table.
Oscar Dominguez, he defeats, I forgot who he was playing. Josh, he beat Josh Smith 6-2. And Gary Onomura is in a match currently with Richie Geiler.
Rich Geiler, I haven't seen him in 1,000 years. I said hello to him a while ago, and nice to see him again. I haven't seen him since the 1980s. A terrific player, Rich Geiler. Comes from up around the northwest part of the country. I don't know if it's Seattle or somewhere in that area, but it was nice to see Rich Geiler here at the Mercer Open.
And Eric Orlison is in a match with Gary Lutman. Gary Lutman still survived in this field. But I mean, we watched Eric Orlison play a minute ago. He beat the last guy, Frank Moreno, 6-0.
Nice shot there by Chris, the way he nudged the 9 away from the 6. That was a beautiful shot. That was a game-winning shot. Very nice shot that he made, nudging the 9 away from the 6. It's going to be 5-2 after he pockets this 9.
He was smart to bump the 9 away there.
Oh, he made a very nice shot there, bumping the 9 away.
Yeah, he did.
Very, very nice shot.
Yep, and he made quick work of it too. So that indicates that he might be feeling a bit of a groove, you know.
We got the Italian connection on my right, Vince Tedesco, who just stepped in. Talk about a pool nut, Vince Tedesco from Viva Las Wages. Guy plays terrific 9-ball, 3-cushion billiards. He plays it all, one bogged. Vince Tedesco. He's mad about me chirping about him right now. He's trying to get action. He thinks I'm knocking his action. Vince Tedesco, talking to one of the Las Vegas greats for the last 1,000 years. Absolutely. I tried to become his backer, but I didn't have enough money. Talking about Vince Tedesco. All right, here we go with Chris. Chris is on the hill. On the hill, needs one to survive in this tournament. The winner goes home.
Well, we want to say hi to Tom Sampson, by the way. He just sent me a message. He's laying in a hospital bed right now watching the stream. He wanted to say hi to you, Jimmy. He had to forfeit his match earlier today against Ryan DeBerg because he was sent by ambulance to the hospital late last night with upper respiratory infection and pneumonia. So he played Friday, but he got sick through the day, and he's
So sorry to hear that, Tom.
So
get well, my friend. Get out of that hospital. That's no fun. Get well, my friend. We need you back here.
Yeah. Do you know him? You guys?
I know everybody. Been around the world once, shook hands with everybody twice. How many times I got to tell you that?
That's right. How dare I ask? I'm so sorry.
Okay. So get well, Tom. We need you back here.
So big shout out to Tom Sampson. Sorry we didn't get to see you play today, sir. And we hope that you recover quickly.
Well, they were able to remove the rack there, Daniel, without touching the 5 or the 8. I commend you for that.
Well, now that the rack is removed, he's got his work cut out for him.
Reyes got to go into defense here.
He's pushing. He's going to push these balls.
I think he's going to make the 9-ball. He's going to make the 9-ball and put it back on the spot. That's a good heads-up play by by Ray there.
Yeah, he's making the rack funny.
Well, yeah, he's going to make it have to do something. put that 9 ball back up there, sandwich it in between the 5 and the 8.
And there's Jim Blakeman
There's
replacing.
Jim Blakeman, a guy, our tournament coordinator here. He's won this tournament himself 3 times.
Yes, he has.
Jim Blakeman. I commend him for that. He's a terrific player. Comes from originally North Las Vegas. He's lived his whole life here in Viva Las Wages. You're talking about Jim Blakeman.
The gang's all here, including, in fact, we even got Joe Klimchek is fixing cues in the corner. And if you need your cue fixed, you come on down and you get it done by Jim.
I'd fix my cue, but unfortunately I
By
don't
Joe.
even have a cue anymore, okay?
By
So
Joe Klimchek.
I do not have a cue stick to fix.
I called him Jim. I don't know why.
Sold my cue 7 months ago to Mr. Matsumi, and Mr. Matsumi from Japan, who bought my cue stick. If he's out there listening, a special hello to him. Terrific guy, Mr. Matsumi. Now this is a funny kind of a shot here. It's hard to give away this shot, but then again, on the other hand, it's a very difficult shot, but I guess you have to shoot it. You can't let Ray back to the table. So this is not an easy shot. Oh, he hit it perfect. He perhaps hit it too good.
He might be able to do this.
Terrific shot. I don't know if he
Excellent shot, though.
if he has a shot here. I don't know.
Well, there looks to be about a half-inch gap between these balls.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to use his left hand, so obviously he has a shot here. Now he's coming from behind the back.
He must have seen Jose Perica play a couple of racks.
Yeah, Jose plays pretty good behind his back. Francisco Bustamante, the Filipino players, they play jam spam behind their back, I mean to tell you.
Although I'm a little curious what he's going to do here when he gets down table for these 3 balls that are clustered. That's what Ray set that up early in the match.
Well, yeah,
early in the game.
Try to make it as difficult for your opponent to run out as you can. Now he can make this orange ball, the 5 ball, over there in the corner pocket, but you got to have perfect position with the cue ball. And if he makes this 3, which I think he will because he has the 4 ball hanging there, now
baby.
it's a question right now of cue ball control. If he can get back to that 5 ball, he is in excellent position to win this game. But you got to play that cue ball back there just perfect. I mean, perfect speed. This is not an easy shot. And there you see he has got great position for the 5 ball. Nice control of the cue ball.
He's looking at the outcome of his shot because he does have slight angle to bump this 9 away, and his next ball is the 6. So I think he's thinking about actually elevating his cue a little bit and stunning off this 5.
You hit it right on the head. You hit it right on the head, Daniel. Jack up.
That was a
Okay,
beautiful
but look
shot.
out, look out. He got no reward there.
I don't know. I think he might be able to back cut this 6.
No, dream again, my friend. He can't make this ball. He can maybe play a billiard shot here and play the 8 into the side, and I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to try to make the 8 in the side.
That's a good call, too. That's a great shot. Let's see.
And there it is. All right,
Swish.
very nice. Very nice.
Swish.
But meanwhile, this is he's in another difficult situation. You would like to hit this ball with right-hand English, but you're gambling that you go cross table and scratch.
True.
On the other hand, to try to hit it with left-hand English makes it even more difficult to make the shot. So he's kind of up in the air here as to what he's going to do. I have no idea what he's going to try to do. I think he's just going to try to cut the ball in with maybe a little reverse English, left-hand English perhaps. Okay, very nice shot. Good cue ball control.
You know, that almost looked like he hit that rail first with reverse.
Yeah. That was not an easy shot. That was a nice shot.
No, it's not. You got to pinch that ball just perfect.
That's a very nice shot. Very nice shot he made.
And I got to tell you, this is a really good clearance, considering what Ray manufactured on his first shot.
Yeah, he made him work to get out this rack. He made him work, but it's not over with yet.
I've always liked Chris's game. I see a lot of promise and a lot of potential in his game.
Well, that is the end of Ray as Ray goes down 6-2.
Well, wasn't that fun, boys and girls?
It sure was.
And I had a game scorer that I missed. So 6-2 is the final score. And once again, I want to thank Jimmy Mataya, Pretty Boy Floyd, the original Floydster, for coming and joining us today.
It's been my pleasure, Daniel, and can't wait to see you tomorrow. We'll have a good time together, and we're going to see some magnificent matches. So I thank you very much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jimmy Pretty Boy Floyd Mataya. And we're going to be back with another match shortly. We've got Jeff Schilder versus Ernesto Dominguez coming up next.
Get it.